Teaching aids is understood as a set of material educational and methodological objects that are used to transfer and master knowledge, skills, and abilities, and the general development of the personality of school children. The following groups of teaching aids can be attributed to be and the means of teaching biology. The first, verbal, which includes training programs, textbooks, teaching aids, and teaching aids for teachers, workbooks, notebooks for test papers, observation diaries, anthologies, reading books, reference books, and determinants. The next group, visual, which includes images and displays of objects and phenomena, for example, models, dummies, tables, maps, and more. Natural objects of inanimate and animate nature, or in other words, living and non-living things. Audiovisual means, which include digital educational resources, video, films, materials, and etc. And last group, auxiliary, which includes means for laboratory experiments, instruments, dishes, reagents, laboratory supplies, and more. And last, technical teaching aids. The teaching aids that make up the system for teaching a subject are interconnected, and these connections are determined primarily by the content, teaching methodology, characteristics of the subject assimilation, as well as the functional properties of individual teaching aids. Such connections give rise to the integrity, structure, and relative autonomy of the system. The content of education is a social order addressed to the school. According to the theoretical concept put forward by Zuyev, the formation of a pedagogical model of education occurs at 3 levels. General theoretical understanding is the first. Academic subject as a specific part of the content of education is the second. And last, educational material. Being involved in the learning process, the content of education moves to the 4th level, the level of pedagogical activity. At this level, it falls into specific conditions, a specific school, teaching staff, and class, in which the content of education is realized at the last 5th level, that is, it becomes the property of the individual. Accordingly, the teach level of educational content, a system of teaching aids should be built. For high-quality education in biology, it is necessary to create conditions, organize a material base, a biology cabinet, an educational and experimental site, a corner of wildlife, and etc. A properly organized biology room is of a great importance, since most of the study time for mastering biological knowledge is spent in it. The wildlife corner provides lesson and extracurricular activities with live visual teaching aids. At the school educational and experimental side, school children consolidate and improve the theoretical knowledge gained in biology lessons, practice practical skills in growing and caring for plants in spring, summer, and autumn, set up experiments that allow to identify biological patterns of plant development in specific conditions, to determine the possibility of increasing yields of agricultural crops, and more. The assimilation of knowledge and skills, the development of cognitive interest in biological science, largely depend on the creation of a material base for training and the rational placement of equipment. The biology school cabinet is a special educational unit of the school, equipped with educational equipment that promotes the active cognitive activity of school children in the classroom and extracurricular work on the subject of biology. The room contains general equipment necessary for teaching all biology courses and specific equipment for a specific course and a specific topic. All equipment is placed in the office according to a certain system so that it can always be used in the educational process. However, the biology room is not only a place to store the necessary equipment. The functional purpose of the biology room is much wider. Here, several interrelated functions can be distinguished: educational, scientific, and methodological, placement of educational equipment, reference, and accounting. The cabinet is the place of work of the biology teacher. Therefore, it should contain everything that a teacher needs for correct preparation for a lesson and other types of activities with school children. For example, programs, textbooks, collections of tasks and tests in biology, periodicals, various methodological literature, including books on the general methodology of teaching biology, and for individual training courses, reference books, determinants of plants and fungi, animals, methodological support for using a computer, and others. The complex use of educational equipment allows you, as a future teacher, the most complete implementation in the educational process of the unity of content, methods, and teaching aids. Sets of educational equipment are prepared by the teacher for each lesson and do not remain permanent. There is a system of visual aids in the biology cabinet. Natural objects, which include indoor plants, herbaria, small-leaf animals, collections, stuffed animals, skeletons, wet preparation, micro-preparation, and etc. Next, images of natural objects, for example, tables, diagrams, drawings, models, photographs, slides, film strips, videotapes, and etc. The next, handout and didactic cards. And next, devices and devices for the demonstration of technical means, which include film projector, TV, projector, computer, and etc. Next, laboratory equipment, which include manifers, microscopes, glassware, and instruments for laboratory work, tweezers, digestive needles, specimen, and etc. And for practical work in nature and in the office, for example, herbarium folders, diggers, solvers, and etc. Next, chemical substances, and last, a small first aid kit. To quickly obtain information about the availability of this or that educational equipment in the biology room, the place of its storage should be a reference card index for the main sections: literature, devices, technical and audiovisual means, tables, preparations, herbarium collection, and etc. In addition, the office must have catalogs of educational films, videos, and videotapes, diskettes with software for a computer, and more.